And Zambia beat Malawi. That's the big question.
Oh, that's the question. And my money is on the fact that Malawi
so when you
likely
start talking
win.
about your many goals and everything, the Zambia I'm looking at, because the depth that the Malawians have, because that's the depth that they have. Zambia don't have that. Zambia may have flashy guys, flashy three players. Kundadaji, I mean, when she was held up, what happened?
Oh.
That's the thing.
They say Barbara Bada sit there inside Uchebe pockets.
Okay.
They say that they bring things out from the pocket. You go see Whistle, you go see one card, and then you see Barbara Bada. Welcome to you, people of God and people of sports. Welcome to the show that delivers your weekly dose of sports with a slice of sass. My name is Chief So, your energy chief, Honorable One. And I go to and say, "Thank you, people. I hear me, the one that hear me normally. Can I get what? Can I get a what? I'm alongside my darling girl, CECE, the one that breaks down sports with a slice of sass and every dose of stats. Girl with a twinny today. Happy New Month. Take her now, up and down, up and down.
Up and down, yeah.
Up and down. Oh yeah, side to side. Up and down again. Side to side. Tower. Yeah. You two like better thing. CECE, what's up now? Happy New Month.
Good. Yeah, what a way to start August, really.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a beautiful way to start. Especially Saturday was August 1st.
Saturday was, right? Is this the kingdom of Leos? We're in Leo season right now.
Do you understand? Aye. And what happens? Leos are usually born winners.
Fire.
Yeah, most times.
Fire. It's most times.
They are leaders. Okay, they are leaders. All the time. Yes, all the time.
They're sweet souls.
They're winners. They're sweet souls.
They're
really.
lovers.
And that's why there are a lot of things happening in Nigerian sports, from the Commonwealth Games to the WAFCON, and of course we'll touch down on South African League. You know why? Because Nwabali, he is back.
Yeah, cheaper. I really love a success story and a turnaround, because you see, this life as you go, you always have to have something that keeps you going. You have downer moments, then you have your redemption moments. And so, before we get into Nwabali's gist, let me throw this to you. Of course, my name is Chief So, and this is CECE, and this is a CECE and Chief So show, and we're taking this live from around the world, because I'm very pleased to say that from Morocco to the world, my sister Saba.
This is BMSC.
Put a boom and say you copy our class. But you can catch us anywhere on the Sports Fiber platform, anywhere in the world. I want to say thank you, because this happens to be our era 6th edition of it. This is the 6th month that we've been doing this. CECE. Now, wow, if we get the belly they almost won't come out.
He done the show.
You know, again. So let's get into the things when they show. The 23rd edition of Commonwealth went down in Glasgow, Scotland. Before this Commonwealth, a lot of us, we went to the Commonwealth trials, CECE and Yaba, and we were very, very, a bit, I won't say optimistic, we were very, I would say nonchalant. We were very, very cautious about our optimism about what Nigeria would be able to do. But the tournament finished with Australia top of table, England came behind, and then Canada. And guess what? Nigeria was not far apart. Only 2 countries from Africa were able to get to the top 10 tables, and Nigeria was able to chop. In fact, they were dancing initially from 3rd to 4th to 5th, and then they dropped to 4th again for the final table. CECE, what stood out for you there? Because I know I have some people I really love that are there.
I know. There are lots.
My boys turn to men, my girls turn to women.
What stood out for me, really? In Birmingham, we won about 35 medals. 12 of it gold. But it was selected discipline. But the difference with this Commonwealth Games is across discipline. Imagine us winning a medal in judo. For the first time in how many? In 34.
We're having a lot of firsts.
No, a lot of firsts, yes. Chukwuebuka Nekweche also. Finally, he got a gold medal.
Consistency.
In shot put, the first person to do that, man. And then you go to
Esther,
400 meters.
Got us going.
You go up to 400 meters.
Ogazi.
Title Ogazi.
Yeah.
First time. Then you get to go to hurdles.
Yeah.
So it's a whole lot. We had so many firsts. That's why when people say that we may not have won as many medals that we won, in Birmingham. They have 35 in Birmingham, but this time around overall we had 23. May not have been as much. But then the 10 gold medals we won, it's where it's coming from. So that's the angle I'm looking at it from. From every discipline you can think about. I mean, I know most people, yes, Samuel Ogazi was favorite going into the 400 meters final.
Yeah.
But then, when was the last time we won a gold medal at the Commonwealth Games in 400 meters?
Man, that's the question.
So when you look at all the comparison, that's why I'm really happy that what the National Sports Commission did this time around was great. I mean, well, when my colleague Osino Konakma interviewed Temitope Adesina, on asking
our jumper,
the major motivation for her to get that bronze medal she got, she talked about the kit. I mean, as basic as the kit you wear,
sis,
it's basic, but then the athletes understand that when you're properly kitted, there's this confidence it gives you. When you're entering the track, when you're entering the field, when you're going to jump, or you're going to run, there's just this confidence that it gives you, knowing that yes, you're well dressed.
Yeah.
It's just like you're entering a ball, for instance, or a dinner, and you're wearing your jeans and your sneakers, and everyone there is wearing a ball gown.
Yeah, and
you feel out of place. So that's the same thing applies to athletes.
Identity.
So that's why it is important that as basic as you think this is, if you do not care, I mean, from what Temitope Adesina said, you should care, knowing that providing the basic alone can actually go a long way to help these athletes.
I like this thing you said, because it's like she's just along a lineup of athletes that have been saying that the outfits was fire, the outfits was quality. The outfit has been banging across, but even down to even Casablanca, Rabat, even the ones for the Super Falcons has been banging as well. Is it just me or every other person voted that was cycling to have the best kit?
Yes.
That outfit was fire. The only time I not like that socks, I wasn't plain socks. Because probably like say, color. Now you like Nigerian past.
What I love about it is the fact that when these athletes are well kitted, I mean, the pictures are sweet. People talk about it, and then it gives more visibility to these athletes. I know, yes, cyclists they didn't win a medal, but then people were talking about them.
Yes, now something was not.
So something must. So now we know that yes, we've got athletes who can actually cycle. We've got athletes who can compete at the big stage. We've got athletes who can, give it their all, when they are competing. Now, we're talking about Samuel Ogazi delivering Nigeria's first ever Commonwealth Games gold medal in the men 400 meters, 44.25 seconds.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. And the way he did it in a way that it was just effortless, as if, I am made for this. This gold is for me. Let me go get it. And he went and he got it. So these are some of the, high points we can talk about. Now, let's also talk about Nathaniel Ezekiel, who added another goal in the men's hurdles, 48.47 seconds. That's another one again. Then Chukwuebuka Enekeche becoming the first Nigerian to win the men's shot put title. I mean, with a throw of 21.07 meters.
And this is a guy that for the past 10 years has just been coming close and close.
So finally he did that. Then we talk about Onzurike, silver in the men's 200.
Stanford, Stanford, step up.
So the only athletes that before he even got on the track for the 100 meters was Kaisola Ajayi. So I thought he's got the gold already, but then he got a bronze medal. And then the 4x100 meters men relay team I thought also we could get a gold in that one. We got a bronze medal in the relay team for the men 4x100, because looking at the star-studded team, you think they could have been able to do that. Then you also go to the 4x400 meters mixed relay. I also thought we could have won 4x100 meters
That's
women.
Usually our bag.
I know we couldn't do that, but this is the first time you're having Commonwealth mixed relay team, at the Commonwealth Games. In the heat, we set the fastest time, but then we couldn't translate that, because I felt maybe these athletes who run, Nathaniel Ezekiel ran hurdles, 400 meters, won gold. Samuel Ogazi won gold in his 400 meters, and he drafted those people later in the day to come run, the mixed relay. So the only athlete that did not run that same day happens to be Patience Okon George.
Yeah.
I mean, Ella Onojuvwevwo winning her bronze medal. Already earlier. So quarter miler, it's more tedious compared to when you're running the sprint. So when you now draft these athletes who have run earlier in the day to come run the mixed relay, I felt maybe we would have had the best of some of these athletes if they did not run earlier in the day. So a bronze medal, yes, we'll take it to the mixed relay event. But I know anytime we're going to mixed relay events, we usually just know that, yes, we've won the medals. But I feel maybe what the AFN can do, if we have enough athletes for these relay events, spread it out until that you have fresh legs to start. So you're not having like two people who have run earlier in the day. I mean, hurdles, for instance, Nathaniel ran like 3 races over 24 hours.
Yes.
Same thing happens with Ogazi. So you wouldn't do that to athletes too. Same thing with Onojuvwevwo. So these athletes had to come back again to run the Miss Relay event. But them also finishing third is a good one for Nigeria. But overall, I mean, we had the confidence that, yes, we could have 12 gold, 9 silver, 14 bronze medal like we did the last time. But we finished 7th overall. But this time around is 6th overall.
Yes.
So that's also a plus. And as I mentioned, having medals in shot put, having medals in judo,
in hurdles,
breaking records again, breaking records, and our first 400 meters title. I think for me, it's a plus for the guys. So
shout out to our Nigerian athletes, by the way. They keep on extending records and breaking records, and even breaking the jinx. Whether it's Ogazi that broke down that 30-year plus jinx, 20-year-old when we say live up to the 44.25 seconds run that he had at Scotstoun Stadium. That thing be like saying that you're banned. Scotstoun Stadium, like they say, run that race, and that's Nigeria's festival golden event. Sunday Bada ran a Burns in '94, so that was something that I was very excited for. There are a lot of reasons to smile. Ella with her thing too, like you mentioned.
One of the Route to Sorrow too.
With the injuries and whatnot. You see the way they shuffle. Normally she's a triple jump athlete for the field, and then they flipped her into the high jump and Abi, what they call a long jump, and we're like, what's going on there? And we knew that S.A. Brume was trying to come back, the defending champion of the Commonwealth. She was trying to come back. She had to support the relay team. She was able to run on the tracks rather.
They finished 6th in that one,
and that one because in a makeshift because just
they didn't have a full complement of the squad because Rosemary Chukwuma getting injured.
Yes, now she don't do so much already. So I don't have any reasons to really put down Nigeria athletes. What I saw on the timeline when this Commonwealth was going that I really loved was how did Nigeria suddenly just grow up and become a powerhouse again in athletics. My dear, I can tell you for free, it's ginger, it's initial grad that then welded away or melted away. And these athletes that found their way to abroad for scholarships and whatnot decide that, if I don't hold my own ground for myself, I can't trust my country to hold for me. So they make sure that they just put themselves in programs that keeps them, locked in. So shout out to Route to Sorrow. The girl was having the cabash before she did jump. I was chatting her this morning. I was like, bro, you don't even know how I feel when I see you just before you run and then you lift off. You don't a cabash. They give yourself ginger. I think it was her second jump that gave her, the advantage she needed to get that silver. 6.87 meters. Then what she should do? Her very first jump.
It was her first jump. Yeah, it's season best also.
Season best for that matter. I like to see that a lot of them because you see the support system when you get the help too, because as they jump, the teammates they call supporter. When Nathaniel was getting his own too, now so Toby Amusa, we went to Burns, came to support him. Guy, you have it. When this our girl, Wanchuku was it? The one that broke our own record. Wanchuku have been a Wongu. The two of them they break their record. The one that did the FN 24, 22, 24.
Okay, Wongu.
42, 44, and 61, 62. When she was breaking our record, our personal record, she was like, I'm feeling down. My parents, tragedy don't strike. I want to say I feel support. She was doing well in her hits, and the first 2 throws was just yanyapu. And then our coach just and I said, no, madam, calm down. Just give it, just calm. And she was the last person to throw of everybody. You know what it means, the pressure that
pressure is
the last
on
person
you.
to throw.
Pressure is on you.
And then you still manage to calmly give the throw of your life. I like that the Nigerian youth are already saying that this is the only opportunity we have. And I'm just going to do this for myself, to prove to myself that I'm good enough and I'm worth it. And even if I don't get it, the mentality that a lot of them have is really admirable. For instance, Koinsala Ajayi, when he didn't get the gold, as we all thought he was going for the 100 meters, what's he saying? He's like, well, there's improvement. We go again. Did that give you that Andy Murray vibe that when Andy Murray first got to his first Grand Slam, that they did like 3.5 hours? They did 3.5 hours and he lost. And the person when they asked him and he answered was like, you know what, there's progress. And I'm like, where's the mentality? How do you lose in such a way for something that you have been so close to, but you are seeing the positives in it and you are seeing progress? So
that's what keeps you going. Yeah,
this August go sweet. Oh,
yeah. I mean, Ekuta is another one. Ending that 24-year wait for a medal in judo. I mean, the last time is 2002, right? It's a long time. So I think I love the fact that she's.
The Korean said no. The Korean actually they be okay. Now they be taekwondo. Yeah.
I remember she was able to translate her, her success, because I remember the first time I met her, I had her on my show. I think it was when she won a gold. Yeah. Representing. I think it was Akwa Ibom State. Then she was representing. Wow. She came on my show. We talked about her progress so far. I think it was Edo 2020, National Sports Festival then. So at every National Sports Festival, you see her winning medals at the African stage, but then this is the first one for her. So I'm happy with the progress she's making. The fact that she's not been able to do it all this while, now doing it at that big stage. So that's what I love about this Commonwealth Games that I was talking about. Last time we had the wrestlers competing. We won a lot of good medals, a lot of medals. But this time we didn't have the wrestlers. So it shows that in some sports, I was listening to the DG National Sports Commission, Kola Olokwade, DG, Director General. Yeah. He said something about they now know where they want to focus on. For instance, they need to focus on weightlifting because of what weightlifting did to them. 3 gold medals, because of how these athletes competed. And I love the preparations they had. That bugs me. Like, okay, we could do this with the Commonwealth Game athletes. They are so many. Strategic, and precisely. I mean, they went ahead to check where they would camp. They ensured that they were with them all through, ensure that they were taken care of. We may not have facilities here, but
they use the facilities there.
They use the facilities there to perfect everything they need to do. And a big shout out to the wheelchair basketball women, for instance.
Come on, they just inaugurated them here. They just
Just a new one. I mean, they were able to at least win a game, at beating India by 7. Yeah, it was not. Yes, they didn't win almost all the games, but the fact that they competed, they didn't lose all through. Yes. They were able to win games. Shows you that they are coming, making their debut. Also, not going back, packing all the losses and coming back to Nigeria. So I think that's also a forward one for the wheelchair basketball ladies. So the fact that we had so many disciplines to choose from, from the power lifters to the weightlifters to the judo, of course, to track and field, the king of multi-purpose sports, multi-sporting events. So it shows you a lot, and where the medals were coming from is what I'm also proud and obviously happy about. So big ups to organizers of Commonwealth Games, Team Nigeria, for that brilliant performance. Yes, 23 medals in all. It's good, so sweet in my mouth.
Because the gold got the plenty.
And then 10 gold medals. What a way to actually end the Commonwealth Games for Team Nigeria. Yes, next year is the World Championships. Talking about the athletics. Yeah. I hope the Athletics Federation of Nigeria check on your athletes. Ensure they're doing well. Follow their races, and then you have fit athletes, because athletes can't be pulling out when tournament is about to start. Esebrume's case, for instance, when Esebrume was picked alone as for
you had your concerns.
I had my concerns. I'm like, when was the last time she had like 3 jumps this year or so? Yeah. I mean, although she had her best one coming before the Commonwealth Games, there was progress she was making. But you don't risk her and her alone.
Addition of
Christina Ochonogo won the national trials here in Lagos. Why didn't you pick her?
And then the girl go and be crying online. That's precisely. Not fair. And she really wanted to jump at the Commonwealth.
Because she wanted to, but AFN were trying to follow, I don't know, the back door. Yes, sneaking. You can't sneak in because the organizer, you already submitted one name. And now you want to put in 2 names. How now? Now you wake up. So it was a little too late for them to do that. And then the girl is hurting because what she prepared for was what? She wanted to jump at the Commonwealth Games. Yeah, she could have. I mean, we could have get maybe 2 medals in that because she was ready. She made the time. She won the national trials. So why wasn't she picked? So you felt, okay, I can only take 29 athletes. You can talk to the National Sports Commission, and maybe they're the ones that reduce the numbers and tell them, okay, you know what? There's some of our athletes that are doing so well. We can have I can't drop the defending champions. We understand that, but you can have 3 athletes for long jump.
Can I
please do?
So in your estimation, we did well, but we could have done better.
Yes.
So one thing I want to know is, what do you think Nigeria missed most as an athlete that would, if they were in the squad, most likely would have gotten the medal? My mind is on somebody.
Rosemary Chikuma.
Chikuma.
Yeah, if she was in this squad, but she injury, so she couldn't, pull up that pool. And then your girl,
my girl, I get plenty guesses.
Yes, you get many of them, but the popular one in the 100 meters at 200 meters.
Philly.
Not favor. Yeah, we missed. Obviously, we missed favor of Philly. I'm talking about the ones that also came that could have run. The one that was ill. Why can't I just remember her name?
Tima. God bless.
Tima, no, not Tima. God bless. The other girl, Rosemary. She and Rosemary walk hand in hand together. When you see her, you see Rosemary Chikuma. You get when you're like, oh, she cannot speak very fine English and everything.
For you.
Okay, he's trying to.
And they try to remember the girl. They see her face.
Yes. So I remember her name. And before we finish this podcast, I should be able to remember her name.
That's what they do.
So they catch up. So these are some of the athletes I feel. Yes, there are other athletes that you can just mention. Not like okay.
So Ogazi for me, Chidi Ogazi. Because for the quarter mile, right? I know the guys did well, but I think with him in the squad, that would have been a banking for a gold. Yes, definitely. Yeah. I think him in the squad
maybe he could have helped. He may not have won the 400 meters gold.
No, Ogazi would have cheered him. But
maybe the mixed relay. He would have helped. He would have helped in the mixed relay.
He would have been good for the mixed relay. I think he also would have been good for the 4x400 for men as well. Because I feel like quarter miles are his thing, and he has been one of those great anchors. I'm shout out, by the way, to the coaches that did some really good clutch fix up, putting Asians on our fastest runners to begin first, as opposed to let your fastest start and let your fastest end. Some of these clutch movements, sometimes we don't trust it, but this time a few of these movements and strategies worked. Now, for those of you that wonder where the next Commonwealth Games will be going down, it's going down in India. 2030, the reason we didn't have as much as 15 to 17 games as they said the new version was going to be was because it was an abridged version. Not be Australia pullouts. Australia is supposed to host, and I think they pull out then, last minute Glasgow can't take them, and so Scotland had to, because of budget reasons, reduce it to 10 events. So that's why some of your favorite sports you didn't get to see it, but I saw Nigerian shining in sports that I wouldn't, expect, like swimming, for instance. Cycling were coming up, even if we didn't medal, and a few others that gave us joy. Now, moving on from there, 2030 we'll see you in India, a couple of cities that will be holding it down. Let's talk about a man in South Africa that is winning the man of the match with 6 saves to the good. First game of the season, the Chili Boys are bouncing. They rate them for their score, their fans when they finish the game. Chippa United that had the game out with Stanley Nwabali, the number one skipper for Nigeria usually, that just came back. He resigned last month, and then he had a difficult personal period, and the public people there before his agent could come out just a few weeks ago to talk about the fact that he was going through mental stuff, especially after he lost both of his parents. We had mentioned this independent journalists across board in Nigeria. A few of us had mentioned that, let's go easy on this guy because he get big body. If you tall, I don't know if you be tall guy, people also if you say you be Ayamatanga, you're always strong, but they not realize that you be pussycat. Truly, you
it doesn't really actually you don't need to be strong, because naturally when you as a person, when you're talking about these athletes, first of all, know that they're humans. What if you have a sister or a brother who is running, who is playing football, or who is doing any kinds of sports, and then you open social media and then you see swear words, curses, some words that you can't even use on people, on even animals, and then it's being used on them, how will you feel? That's where it starts from. No matter how tough you think that person mentally tough that person is. I mean, you imagine for a player, because I thought when he was leaving, until Colin Nudo did that, big ups to him for that great interview he did with him. I thought maybe Nwabali just wanted to go to another club when he left Chippa United. That was my thought. I was like, he hasn't seen a club. Why is he leaving? That's what I thought. But the guy needed to decompress. He needed to rehydrate. Yes. Let me use that word. He needed to get himself back, because the backlash from the World Cup non-qualification to everything that when an athlete is giving you 100% all the time, or even 120, and if the athletes make just one single mistake, you do not just you do not jettison all the things that the athletes have been doing. Just first of all, before you type, before you tweet, think, how many times have these particular athletes saved us?
How long have you been showing up?
If that comes to your mind, you will mind the way you tweet. I'm not saying do not criticize athletes. Yes,
constructive criticism is
constructive criticism is okay. You can say, today wasn't a good day for these athletes. I mean, he could have done better. He could have done better. End it there. Do not tell me he played nonsense. Do not tell me he was a mess. Don't use some
people
words.
Say that you go die self. I say,
so don't use the word rubbish or stuff or things like that. And then you call a coach who has won tournament and say the coach is a joke. Like, are you yourself a joke?
Please, as we enter into the parts that are not so much of a joke, we want to say shout out to Stanley Nwabali. Welcome back, your first game in 8 months, and the man of the match performance. You know, you have to be bossing it for them to give man of the match, especially in South Africa. We know why. That was like say he come back to our country, then he go back to their country.
I mean, he made 6 saves in that one. I mean, clean sheet for the Chile boys.
That's what you want.
I love the fact that he chilled all through. He chilled all through. Ensuring that's his spectacular saves. Ended goalless. Yes, that's what you.
Oh, baby, they rhyme.
But I'm happy.
The Chile boys, he chilled all through.
Oh, okay. Okay,
it's not true. You know the reason why they worry you. Anyway, my people,
big ups to Stanley Nwabali. I'm happy that it's back and hopefully, stay well. I mean, keep well.
Stay well.
Whenever you open your social media and you see some things, you can switch off. I mean,
I wish it was
block as many people as you can, and then relax yourself because you're good. You know you're good. You're very good. So keep being who you are. Keep doing the good thing you're doing for club and country, really.
Wow. Port Harcourt people, Peter Aqua, stand up, support your man. Not only every time I'll come in online, they say, bros, any small thing. More than they give him flowers when he deserve. As you said, we were switching up to what's going on in Morocco, the WAFCON of our generation, as we call it. But
Falcons o'clock time.
Yeah, Falcons o'clock. I love that we're all clocking in on that. Falcons o'clock. When I say super, you say Falcons. Super. When I say super, you say Falcons. Super. To musical. These girls want finish us. Mark Pamina. This group stage, I think got better now. These days, I know they finish up.
I've got friends who said they put up TV at 80th minute. They were afraid. They know that the Falcons will win, but they didn't want to watch it.
Hyperventilation,
hyper. But then I think it was a good way to bounce back. I believe all those people that
the game against Zambia,
you can actually keep quiet. And then also Nachi Ogali. I mean, I remember in Australia when I was talking to Nachi Ogali, what she did, I think it was the game against Australia at the World Cup. Yeah, when she scored. As I was interviewing her, talking to her at the midst, Assistant Shola came behind. And Assistant Shola came behind and said, what do you call her? Ogali? No, this is Odogu MVP.
Odogu MVP.
So that name actually stuck for me. And then she did an MVP performance, because the criticism she faced. I mean, I saw some of that. I have friends, not really acquaintances. Yeah, friends that I know, or acquaintances that I know. People's I know on social media actually calling her out after that game against Malawi. I'm like, Nigeria lost by 3-2. It was a slim margin. They didn't lose by 3-0. They didn't lose by 3-1. It was 3-2. It was a close call. Fine, some of the goals considered, yes, the position of the goalkeeper, and then some misses that happens through Ogali Lane, but the words that were coming for her. And now, I was waiting for those same people to also go online and tweet,
they never do that.
No, they don't do that. That's my point. If you have the fingers to type as a social media coach, as a table coach, or bedroom coach, you can also have that same hands to go type and say, oh, well done, girl, what you did, how you were able to, man the back.
Yes.
Despite the fact that for half of the time we're playing against 11 players, 10 against 11 for half of the time after
they go say not be their fault, say they play now chop the red.
Now, yes, them chop the red, but did they do the best? What was needed was 3 points. However you get it, go and get it. You can get it with 10 players, get it with 9 players, but then they got that was important. They didn't talk about the referee's role in the game, or Barbara trying as much as possible to send 2 players out of the game because of a simulation.
She said she too sabi like that.
No, I'm talking about the people who went on social media now.
They did
so they didn't look at that. Either these people, because either they're not watching the game that
they're watching back on TV,
or they're just looking for one person to tweet and they capitalize on that and run with it. Because if you sit down and watch a full 90 minutes game and say a team play rubbish, so that means you didn't watch the game, because you could have seen 1 or 2 performance that like, okay, oh, she made 2 saves in the first half. Oh, she actually did 4 or 3 clearance. Oh, she made 3 tackles. You know, she win 4 or 5 balls. Her recovery rate was 0.5 seconds. You know, you should be able to know these things. But if you do not know these things, that means either you don't know how to watch football, or you're just betting because you've lost your money, or you did not even see the game at all. You're banking on what maybe a new follower of Falcons tweeted, and you feel, oh, this person, they follow Falcons. He tweets am, not true.
Not true.
You jump on it.
You just jump bandwagon. There was something I wanted to say after the first game. You know, I follow some of these, data gathering sites.
Yes.
And they mentioned that the amount of vitriol that girls get for criticism for games when they selectively don't perform. I know fans are allowed to say whatever, but the level of misogyny and personal attacks is very silly. And I say that to a lot of you that feel like, oh, me, I'm following women's football, women's sports, so I can just cap carelessly. Many of you are part of the problem. You know, the same thing that happened to our Super Falcons. Same thing happened to Egypt as well. Egypt didn't get a very good first game. Zambia beat Shege come up for them, and they had to be locking a lot of their official handles, the girls, them Nadine, what's the other one that used to go and play in France and whatnot. My dear, the level of the way you guys, I say guys a lot because the ladies are not too plenty yet, so I'm not going to include now for this thing where but a lot of you men that watch this women's sports, if you know that all you want to do is break people's spirit down and talking the thing that doesn't make sense, right? I want to advise you, stop talking. Don't watch. You can go and watch them Victor Osimhen in and out and go crazy. But I do know that say Osimhen if he slap you, if you meet you face to face, if you not talk about this kind of thing on at the top of these girls. What did they not catch Chiamaka? Say she did pregnant? She made this one? Like, heavy. Guys, she's not gonna rest. I love the energy she carried. When Dr. Victor Ademola was interviewing her post-match after the Zambian game, she was just like, yo, we're all friends here. Mo, just relax. I'm still your sister. One game where beside cast. She doesn't need to explain herself about
she
one
doesn't,
game. That guy's been doing things for us since a teenager that stepped out to support and step to the plate.
2019 World Cup in France.
And she entered, she has never dropped. She has never dropped so much that the quality shows. I say this because if you follow these women's games, you would know. If you follow the sports and the trajectory, you know. The competition is rising. There's a reason why, a few FAs are doing much better now. The Malawis of the world, for instance, they are one of the few that have the FIFA programs for girls that they've managed to implement. A few of their developmental programs they've managed to implement. In fact, a few of their agents that make them transfer, now Nigerians too. So they start to see the world. They start seeing the world. And because of they start seeing the world, they are the closest thing that comes to people like Nigeria as far as I'm concerned for women's football. Because they have that fearless mentality that the average Nigerian woman footballer has. Or even better, they don't get exposure. Unlike the others, they don't have that thing when they say lovers PTSD. If you don't batch with the bad relationship before, if you see the person again, the thing will just traumatize you. All the other ladies in Africa, they have trauma from Nigeria. So these ones, they've not faced us before. So they can chop us because we are the big boys. But just like in 2018, South Africa, when we say they lose to South Africa and then in the final they beat South Africa, but don't worry. That's the kind of feeling I have when it comes to if we're looking in depth to what this our Super Falcons can do moving forward. But the Scorchers will scorch a lot of people because you see they had time to study a lot of people. The only set of people I want them to jam on a personal level would be probably Morocco. Because you see Morocco is more structured. They've done everything they needed to do. Nigeria didn't do everything they needed to do. They had a raw talent, right? They had star power.
Nigeria is not doing anything they need to do.
They don't do that. Now that's
we're just going with the flow.
Now, so I say that I want to tie this up because you see that Morocco side, that Ogevida side, they have the structure. They play the quality opposition. They played all different styles across Africa for their friendlies. And they won for the most part.
They even played Malawi. They won 2-1.
And they won. So I feel like that's the only team that if they say, oh, quality of players and then the preparation, 100, that's them. So I'm hoping that line where the football they go, as the games go deeper in the competition, Malawi go and face Morocco. So you face team that's ready. We were not ready. We will use tournaments to boost and get ready. If we manage to get to semi-final, then honey, we are ready. You come into Nigerian side that the mentality is on point.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how bad the game they have, as long as the mentality is on point. So they showed that mentality in the second half of the game. They had more attacking options. They played more clinically. They were more precise with their play. The passes were stringed together. All the problems that we had in the first 180 minutes for this WAFCON so far, from the first game against Malawi into the first game or the second game against Zambia. You saw those kind of worries in the first half especially, but the second half, masterful. So that should tell you that don't sleep on us. We should even be winning the World Cup. So when you people want to talk about the Falcons or any of these ladies, you should speak as people that have sense that football is football. Real life is real life.
Yeah.
Be real life. Do you know they're giving death threat to the Egyptian ladies?
Yeah, I mean, which is really crazy because I feel that yes, the Egyptians, they played a lot of preparations. That, I mean, people were even using it to compare Egypt. They prepared
very well.
But then you do not look at that because first of all, you're going to look at the growth of women's football. You know, we're listening to Nancy getting together. You know, when the webinar they did, she talked about when the FA had to start making sure that big clubs had to stipulate that big clubs, you must have a women's team. I mean, they had to tell them to do that. Now, when did they start growing their league? That's the question you ask. How many of the international players do they have?
It's just like expecting the girls of Rangers football, women football that just fall. May they call the everybody.
Champions League.
And then you?
People. So you are going to grow into the game. That's what the Pharaohs, the Egyptians should know. That you're going to grow into WAFCON.
The girls, they know this.
So you can't compare with Malawi. Now,
it's the fans
Malawi coach
that are hiding under. The fans are hiding under. We are criticizing.
No, that's mean. So if you listen to Love Monfetzile when he had the first press conference after they beat Nigeria, he said he has been building this team for 4 years. For 4 years. And that 4 years, he said they played every big teams you can think about from Australia. They were losing. I mean, the 4 games they played before WAFCON start, they lost all of them. Against
4-0 the last one.
Yeah, to Ghana. Against Tanzania, that is also making their debut. They lost 1-0. The second one was a draw. Against Morocco, they lost 2-1. And last year, they played 8 international friendlies.
How many Super Falcons play?
We're not comparing. So I'm just trying to the Egyptians. I'm speaking to the Egyptians now. Understand that yes, you may have played all these friendlies, but look at Tabitha for instance, Tenwa for instance. These ladies started playing in Sweden when they were 16 years old.
Wow.
So it tells you a lot. Now, the girl who scored the second goal, the assist, I'm trying to remember her name now. The assist that Tenwa gave. The assist Montpellier. So you've got most of their players playing in France, in Sweden, in the US. So I mean, you now want to compare with your players that just started playing football when Nadine was drafted to national team at the age of 14. At the age of 14, do they have star players like that? No, because if they do, there is no way Nadine will start playing at the national. I'm talking about senior national team, not under 20, not under 17.
I'm not saying Nadine, you are dope, but you're not you not be like Putellas now.
She's good. Yeah.
She's dope, but there are some people that as soon as
was Putellas drafted into a national team at age of 14. That's the I'm asking. So now it tells you that you do not have so many of these talents. So the few ones that they have, please respect these ladies, because you still find parents finding it difficult to allow their girl child to play football. Really, especially in some parts of Africa.
In that part of Africa.
We still have that. So if these ladies now on their own decided, you know what, I want to take this as a profession, it's not left for you to support them the best way you can. Yes, you can criticize them, but it should be constructive criticism. I mean, even like some handles in Nigeria were saying, "Oh, they are better off as models than as footballers." They even spoke about
they even talk about physical appearance of these babes. Like what did they worry about?
I don't know if
that's when I just look some hand on. I just a cap careless. I go look the person hand. I say, see you with your do belle. Your head will be say flat like iron. You see, get mouths to they talk about people's children. You there?
So what we are saying here on this show is respect these players. I love the confidence that Chiamaka had, coming for the pre-game before Zambia game. I mean, she did run. Some players would run from that. They will hide from that. But she came out and she spoke a lot about she has made mistakes before. She's been able to bounce back. And then she said something about Argentina, losing to Saudi Arabia and bouncing back. She said something about, people tends to throw away all the things you've done
for just one.
Yeah. I mean, these are some of the things we should understand that 3-time best goalkeeper in Africa. How many goalkeepers have been able to do that?
Be the biggest save in the Premier League. This is
biggest save you can think about. So if you have that player winning player of the month, goalkeeper of the month in WSL, as competitive as it is,
first season,
give her props. Really.
See,
so we're looking forward to it.
So let's see. This week we have some things to look out for, right? CECE. First of all, a lovely time in Morocco, by the way. Ayebo, you know, pass the vibe check. You're supposed to say Ayeba. Somebody call it purple. Hey God. Man, don't lie. From 30 people for inside the stadium, they don't increase it to 60. A few of the people that came, that's true now. More thank God. At least the Morocco game, their second game that they had about 16,000, 19,000. 19,000. So
it's growing.
It's growing.
But you know, I won't blame the fan. This is on CAF. This is on organizers. Started selling tickets on Wednesday. That's 3-4 days to tournament. Going to start on Sunday.
And then the timing of the games.
Wednesday, the timing of the games.
You finish first, right? You know how you want to go work for money.
Of course, that's what CAF have decided to do. No, yes, it's summer holiday. They'll say it's summer holiday, forgetting that we are in Africa.
Sorry, we are in Africa. Do we do summer holiday?
So how many of them do summer holiday? That should tell you a whole lot of why the timing it's not so okay. And then tickets are going on sales on Wednesday before that, and then you have to go through website and everything. It's a whole lot. So for CAF, for you, it's on you that fans are not there. It's on you that you're having MC Stadium. It's also on you that whether publicity is there or not, it's also on you, because you know what to do. You know what you usually do for AFCON. What you do for AFCON, do it for WAFCON. People will come to this.
Let's not do Salamem shows. Same of same.
Yeah. Same of same. Don't give 1%. Don't let them be an afterthought. Right? What Gianni Infantino may be facing a whole lot of issues with the FFE enterprise and sale and everything. He couldn't go.
You go buy or you don't go buy.
But then I'll give him one thing. His support for women's football. It's something I love about him. Thank God for giving us Gianni Infantino. Because if not for him in that regard, I believe women's football will still be taking the backseat. He has taken the bulls by the horn. He's doing a lot for women's football. Federations, confederations, CAF, please look at his template and follow it. NFF, I beg you now. I beg, just try. Do small. We're not saying do
the big things.
The big things. At least do 20% of what you do. Like the kind of jackets you wear.
You don't nice. That package.
When you start with the AFCON guys, do so when we are having WAFCON.
You don't
yes, I don't
finish.
Yeah.
So preacher CECE has preached to WAFCON. Guys. Now I want to know if you check your crystal ball. We're looking at Group A. Group A, we have South Africa doing the Lord's work. We have Senegal who managed to get a game 2.
Doing Lord's work 1 point after 2 games.
Excuse you. They get one. They secure their destiny. They worry you. And then we get to the call on Kenya. That's not. That they are the first people that we know that have already crashed out. Where do you see Morocco coming out from? From
okay, let's go to. I think that group Morocco.
Sorry, it was not South Africa. Now Morocco be group A. Sorry, I go to South Africa.
Can we have this discussion after the final group games?
After the final group games,
yes.
Okay.
Because you're looking at 2 games now. Because it's evenly poised, it's dicey. Because
Morocco is
Equatorial Guinea and the teams that have won the WAFCON. One is not here, which is Equatorial Guinea.
Yeah.
The other one that is here, South Africa, have 1 point after 2 games. The second, of course, the one that literally own it should be called Super Falcons Africa Cup of Nations. Okay. And the one that won it is not won it 10 times. No, I'm talking about the 10 times.
Leave that 10 times.
So I'm talking about the 10 times. So
they choke us.
You having a team that have won it 10 times also. They are just on their own 3 points after 2 games. So it's actually at this moment to predict what's going to happen. So let's wait for the final group games. But for me, I think Super Falcons,
Do you see them securing? Do you see them securing?
Because they know what to do, right? Beat Egypt. And then once you
beat Egypt with plenty numbers of goals, not just to beat them. Even if
it's not plenty numbers of goals, if you look at the head-to-head record, really, it's not so bad when people were talking about head-to-head and everything. We considered one goal, right? Is the goal difference we have between Malawi and it's just one.
Yes,
and
that's why we are number 2 on the table.
And then we beat Zambia. So when Egypt will be taken out of the equation, for instance, so you're going to compare the 3 teams.
So Malawi and Zambia will knock themselves.
You are going to compare the 3 teams precisely. Whatever happened in that game, if it's a draw and then we beat Egypt, already we are in. So really, it's really not a big deal. You don't need as many goals as people have been saying it, because sometimes the result might just be in your favor. Can Zambia beat Malawi? That's the big question.
That's the question. And my money is on the fact that Malawi
so when
you
start talking
win.
about your many goals and everything, the Zambia I'm looking at, because the depth that the Malawians have, because that's the depth that they have. Zambia don't have that. Zambia may have
flashy 3
players. Kundadaji, I mean, when she was held up, what happened? That's the thing.
They say Barbara Bada sit there inside Uchebe pockets.
Okay.
They say that they bring things out from the pocket. You go see Whistle, you go see Walker, and then you see Barbara Bada.
Kenny has done something like that. Kenny usually do things like that. I hope he has done something like that. I mean, bring the player out, start bringing everything. Then you start coming out from the pocket. So that's what I mean. So when you hold on to 10-1, for instance, the first goal that Zambia scored against
against Egypt.
Against Egypt. Two players was on her. Yeah. So she turned, she trapped the ball, she turned inside the box, she turned and played the ball in between the defenders' legs. That was how she passed the ball to
those guys the ball.
So that's what I'm saying. So you have this technically gifted players who've been together for, like, they can close their eyes and know where the next person is. That's what they have working for them. So because they know
tie it up for me.
So tying it up for me, I think Malawi obviously will beat Zambia. From what I've seen the Malawians play, except they decide to, like, you know what,
some people, they only plan for big guys.
Yeah.
Then the others.
Not really.
That's true. Arsenal, everybody will plan for them and punch up their points.
No, let's not bring
I'm just saying.
Actually, when I was watching Super Falcons game and the final 9 minutes, I was saying channel the Arsenal spirit, whereby you stay in the corner, keep the ball there, and then get your win. Don't put it on play. Yeah, I wanted them to do that. But I love the girls. They didn't do that.
Now. You say I'm not going to do it. Yeah, woman. No, don't do it. But you do it.
I understand. When you say we know what it means in our local palace. So yeah, we know what we're talking about. But we need to wrap this up.
So you say Malawi.
Malawi and the Super Falcons.
Okay, that means it's going to be dicey. We'll be with you in your faces for next week, and let's see what happens when hopefully the Super Falcons come into the next stage as underdogs again. I think they do better as underdogs, I won't lie. But I might support you here, Zambia. I think
Super Falcons can never go into anything as underdogs.
No. When I say underdogs, it's wait. Finish it now.
Even the Malawian coach, the Scottish coach, you know what he said? He said people see them as underdogs, that they don't see themselves as underdogs. And that was
energy, love more.
He said it before the
game. They game us.
So
energy.
So he knew what he was.
When I say this, let me put this together.
He was ready to say.
Let me put this together. When I say that underdogs, I believe that Falcons do better when they're having siege mentality. When they feel like
Nigerians not believing in them, that's what you mean.
Siege mentality, not even just in Nigerians not believing in them. When they face an opposition, it looks like their backs are against the wall. Maybe they take needlessness. An example that's very, very it rings true for me. Every time I think about it, I will get emotional, because it's still that run last year for the 10th time. They were not having the best hotels. They were not having the best training centers. They were having a bit of challenge, like most of the other ladies that were not the Moroccans as hosts. But in that final, when they were 2-0 down, and everybody thought, we don't finish them. It's like, that stubborn Nigerian woman song to say, you don't beat me, but you never give me Sasan shop. But you know what? You sit on top of my body, you don't give me Sasan shop. And you call the terrible and say, you don't beat me. Me, I go tumble you. When I tumble you, I go beat you. Give you Sasan shop myself, so everybody gonna say, you not beat me, give me Sasan shop. You say, that's how small. They give Sasan shop. That means they beat you away.
Okay.
So that's what we do. So I feel like we've locked in. That last final half that they had against Zambia just showed me that, these girls are fully now in tournament mode. So as long as they not jam Morocco quick, may those two other to go face themselves, you'll be fine. Do you see South Africa securing the bag, though?
I think it's going to be difficult for them, really, because the South Africans that I saw, the way they played their 2 games, I don't know.
There's a bit of struggle.
It's a bit of struggle.
They're not pacey.
So they're not pacey at all. So I felt,
and they waste chances a lot. Sorry,
so
ma.
we need to start building, really. I think they need to start building because there's something that I didn't really see with these Falcons. They didn't have time, like every year. Maybe because this is back to back. Played last year, you're playing again this year. They didn't have time to infuse new players, which Malawi had the time to infuse. Some players
Falcons get players
from their on the 20. I'm saying infusing new players.
Okay.
What we normally do every year. You're going to see it in the next WAFCON. I don't know when CAF will host it. I don't know who is hosting. But then we know we finish playing one. Let's play World Cup. Maybe after the World Cup, before you do not think, now we playing WAFCON. Okay, Morocco, do you have time? Please come and help bail us out. Okay. Before that time, we're going to have the under 20 World Cup. We're going to have the under 17 World Cup. After that,
so that means the conveyor belt is going to mature some players.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what we do every year. That's why each time you go to a tournament, you always have 1 or 2, 3 standouts.
Now your Costa Rica guests, I see they shine now.
Precisely, so we've not really, we've not Imuron, Deborah, Tosin, Dime, so Shikurat Oladipo. So these are still the guests that are shining really. So we need to at least have 2, 3, 4 more. By the time we are doing that, you see that conveyor belt will open.
Oh yeah, leave Falcons. We don't come on South Africa. You say they can carry the day. Oh, by the way, South Africans, you need to get more young people in your team because a lot of the squad, as much as I like that you are bringing the olders in, you expose the older players when you put too many experienced players on the pitch at the same time. There has to be a healthy balance. Because, women's football now is getting faster, pacier, more technical, more creative. They go break your senior woman ankle.
No, that's not your ankle. That's not even the thing. The thing is, your ability to fuse young players and older players. That's what's working for the Zambia, the Malawi team. Tabitha is about 30.
Even Morocco self.
Tabitha is about 30.
Yeah.
So, Moroccan team also, they have, it's not, you need older players. You need the experience. So
they play like 30 years old. They play like 30 years old.
So you can't say because
the age backwards.
It's just that what we do. The South Africans, what they need to do now is see if you can get. Do they have those talents coming from that under
that Jemima week package? They used to have people that passed through there that used to.
Yeah, do they?
But the young girls.
I just told you about about the conveyor belt.
Yes.
The timing. We played WAFCON last year. We're playing WAFCON again.
Yes.
So that how tight has it been? Most federations were focusing on the men's World Cup.
Yes.
And that's why it pained me that we were not at the World Cup. We could have focused on the women, but we didn't do that.
Yes, that's true.
If you don't see the very best or see that that trajectory of you having younger players coming in, just give them time. That's what I'm saying. The next WAFCON, you're going to see. We're playing on the 17 World Cup, on the 20 World Cup. Then you're going to see something different, really.
Okay, so to see two teams when we say we never bother talk about as much as a lot of us. The Anglophone sides have been really focused on the Anglophone speaking Africans. Now the Francophonian Africans, we have Ivory Coast with exciting football. That's Cote d'Ivoire. We have Burkina Faso also. It's also exciting football. And then quietly but doggedly and cleanly, Cameroon has been doing some really sexy things. They've tried to get to that final and get this WAFCON. Time River, Nigeria is always the one that's messing them up. Between a Mali, a Cameroon, an Ivory Coast, and a Burkina Faso, who's impressed you the most so far?
When you have a team, they got their first win, in WAFCON. I think that is a good one, really.
That's a good one. Yeah. Okay, so on this note, my people, the next time you see these faces, we want to be strolling in the streets of Rabat and Casablanca telling you the good work of the good Lord and the good girls that play for the national teams that they love across the continent. And officially, I'm very proud to say that CECE and SUO will be heading to Morocco. So the next time you see us, Ayebo, you don't.
Ayeba.
Now, wow. What's the end? Ayebo.
Ayeba.
Somebody got it for. And on that note, have a great week. Shout out to the Nigerians and the Africans all over doing the Lord's. So shout out to Kenya. They bounced back from the athletics slump that they had for the distant races. So shout out to you. Shout out to our people South Africa, always doing the Lord's work. But Nigeria beat on for the Commonwealth this time. I think it's a great time to be a Nigerian in athletics, in sports all over. Right now we are balling. And good luck to every person when we say their girls today for the WAFCON. As for you, CC, I love that we are twinning.
Yeah.
You look like you have money.
I do.
Make a clap for you. Sissy, they don't raise my rent. And like I say, I go come back on your house.
Yeah, please come. I give loans.
You give
with
loans.
A lot of interest.
A lot of interest. Lapo go find you one of
I won't give you a call.
You won't give me a call.
No, I won't give you a call.
As long as you know what do you know this person? This person is a thief.
Yeah, I will tell you the interest rates if you're ready.
Take it.
Active. They will sign an agreement, and that's all.
Oh yeah, agreement is agreement. Please keep following CECE and SUO on all sports fiber platforms on the internet, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Rabat Casablanca. See you. Steady. See WAFCON as it is. Boom.